So today's topic is continuing postnatal red flags, and today we're talking about leaking, and we're talking about leaking urine or feces or both. Yes, I said feces. We're starting with feces. Um, Here's the thing. It may seem obvious that if a woman's leaking anything she shouldn't be leaking, that we would send her in the very least to a doctor. However, many trainers just are completely oblivious to this issue, and it's a very large issue. It affects minimum 30% of us, and that risk is elevated in the early postnatal period. It's elevated again through menopause. It's elevated again whenever they have a cold or a cough, or they're constipated with each subsequent pregnancy, and so on and so forth. Okay, leaking any urine or feces is a huge issue for women. It's curable in 80% of cases with physio, and it should not be ignored. Here's the thing though. Doesn't say anything doesn't mean nothing's going on. This is going to be controversial, but women are masters at fitting in to a world that doesn't quite, it's not set up for us. And here's an example. If we talk public toilets, okay, I'm going from feces to public toilets. You know, what is necessary and vital for a man in a public toilet scenario? Toilet paper, water, soap, toilets, urinals. Added extra, they get to choose whether they stand up or sit down. Women get the same. They don't get the urinals, not necessary or vital for us. But what is vital for us is menstrual products. Yet in Australia, the GST has only just been removed from menstrual products. And in many countries, they actually pay an extra luxury tax on top of their menstrual products. And this is just an example to illustrate how the world is set up for the male body. Our women have adapted to live with it. We figure it out, right? Like if there wasn't toilet paper in a public toilet, women and men alike would probably get used to carrying around toilet paper and it would seem normal. But what I'm trying to highlight is this mentality that the default human is a man, and that women accept this reality in a lot of cases. And this is a reality that is threaded intricately throughout the fitness industry. And probably the most glaring omission in looking after women's health in the fitness industry is our screening process. So women will fit in, which means they will either continue to train with pelvic floor dysfunction, so prolapse where organs are coming out where they shouldn't, leaking urine, leaking feces, or they won't participate at all. And when you consider that the number one barrier for exercise in Australia for women is pelvic floor dysfunction, there's a huge opportunity for personal trainers to change that. As I said before, it's curable in 80% of these women. All it takes is decent screening, decent awareness, and appropriate movement prescription, which all of us are qualified to prescribe with proper education. Okay, so don't ask, don't tell. That is how women function in this world and in the fitness industry, which means you need to get comfortable asking about their pelvic health, asking about leaking, like previously or currently, and not just postnatal women, but anyone who's had abdominal surgery, anyone who's ever been pregnant, and anyone who's ever had a child, alive or not, to date. So even if they're 40 years postnatal, we do need to ask. We need to create an environment where they're comfortable being women with women's issues, and not feeling like other. So the red flag is leaking. You look for it through speaking and through creating a comfortable environment. So in my comments, I've put a link to look up your closest women's health physio. I'm just checking that I did that. And I've also put a link to catch up to last week because I scheduled that and forgot to share it. So if you didn't get to watch it, that sets up what the hell I'm talking about this month. Any questions, if this brings up anything for you, please message me. And I will see you next week on Tuesday because I got a job. I know, I'm going to be employed for the first time in 42 years. So I'll see you Tuesday next week. Have a good one.